I'm going to tackle putting in this portable Sirius Satellite kit in this F-150. So this will include removing that dash panel, doing the install hardwire for the audio to get rid of that terrible static, if you know what I mean. Also, before I want to show you, there might be a little bit of noise in the background because it's hot in hell out here today. Living in Florida is real. You want to see some crazy stuff about Florida? Man, you gotta see some. You want to see some spiders? Now I'm gonna show you a spider. You ain't never seen a spider like this spider. Look at this. Look at that son of a bitch. That thing is huge. Out here, we got some spiders. It's a good thing. You just stay on your side of the parking lot and we'll be okay. This ain't gonna work. This ain't working for me. This here is the Onyx Plus tuner with the card dock right there. So you got that. You got the 6-volt DC cord, which we're gonna hardwire. You don't want to see this. This truck's got lots of plugs, but they're all USB. I got one 110 and one DC outlet plug, and I'm trying to maintain that when I actually do need it. So this is going to be hardwired. Aside from that, you got your antenna. I got a pretty cool idea of where I'm going to put this at. Now keep in mind, if this is a leased vehicle, I'm not going to try to deface this thing or do anything that's over the top, difficult for folks. My plan is to either go up on the top corner of the dashboard or maybe go up in here. You can't mount it on top of the roof in this F-150 because it's an aluminum bed. The whole vehicle is made out of aluminum, which is completely non-magnetic. So as long as this thing's got a clear shot to sky, DC power, and I can mount this thing up creatively down in here, I'm happy. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, normally I would use a Sirius FMDA25, which is the current model for a hardwire kit, because believe it or not, in some areas where you have an FM frequency, like I have mine set currently on 93.9 because there's no programming on it. If you drive this truck and you go out to say Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, wherever, some of those frequencies are actually not utilized, they're very weak, or they're actually being broadcasted on, and you can't transmit on a frequency that's already getting programming, because then you'll hear two at one time, and that's not going to be fun. So if you go with this route and you interrupt the audio, whatever's coming in is going to stop and be blocked, and it's going to be fed directly into the radio's input. So you're going to have your radio 3.5 millimeter audio input. There's the audio jack right there. It's a standard 3.5 mil. So I'm going to take that, plug that right in there just like so. Once this thing gets powered on, it's going to feed whatever audio is coming out of here directly into the antenna input of the stereo. It's going to be crystal clear, so I could drive this truck clear shot from here right across this country to California, uninterrupted, with good quality. And that's the purpose of the installation for the hardwire. It's why I go through all the labor of pulling out this unit and doing all this wiring. That's why. Plus, I like things neat. That's just me. Sorry about the background noise. It's hot as hell out here today. It's almost 100 out here today in Florida, so I sweat a little bit. So this vehicle is a 17 F-150, so if you're working on one of these, 250, 350s, they're basically all the same kind of deal. So in order for me to get out this area to pull out my head unit, this top piece has to come out first. So just going to have to get a tool to wedge this panel right up. There's going to be some clips in front. Also in the back side here, just gonna, where your speaker is for your Siri mat, there's two screws back in there that you're gonna have to pull out. I think there should be 7 millimeters here and here. Oh, it's hot out here. Oh, that's better. There's a little plug there for your speaker, just squeeze it in. Give it a little poke. And there you have it. Now you got 2 more 7 mils on the top. satellite panel out like that. I'm just going to set that radio aside, like so. I'm going to pull out 7mm on either side. There's my main stereo right there. That's my satellite antenna down at the bottom. This is the plug that I'm looking for. Right there, that's your radio antenna, the blue plug. That's for your FM area. So you're going to need an antenna adapter for a male side and a female side. So my blue plug is my antenna. This here are EU10s and EU20s, which is a 40-EU30 on our site if you need them, adapter plugs, which convert European to universal male. There's my male coming in. That's going to go to the female of the FM adapter. And my male goes to the adapter for the female. That reverse end goes into the stereo. The sync system. So there you go. Completely done. So now I just got to wire up some power, run out my audio input. That's it. If you need to get a wiring schematic so you can locate and figure out what colors or what in this harness, you can always email me at sales@letsgoelectronics.com. I'll be happy to give it to you as a courtesy because I just love to help people. And aside from that, man, this thing should be pretty straightforward. Besides the creativity portion, which is up to you how you want to mount it. So since it's kind of roomy up in here, I'm just actually going to take this adapter and I'm going to actually install it permanently up here. Some Velcro most likely. Get plenty of room for everything. It's really great. This here is my power, which is going to feed out to my radio. I'm also going to need the audio input, the 3.5mm audio input, the direct adapter. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take that. I'm going to run them down to where I anticipate having my satellite radio located. Now my antenna will work perfectly fine right there. So I can take that and I can, actually there's even a little channel right there for the wire to drop down through. Here's another view. Right here is where I'm going to put my antenna. See how that is? See that little notch? It's like it was made for me. Like Ford just says, here, Marty, we made this just for you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that and Velcro it right there. My direct adapter's going there. Here's my two leads for my power and ground. Now, if you really want to do this the easy peasy way, you could go here behind this 12-volt lead, but this is a constant lead. The plug's back there. Shouldn't be very hard to diagnose which is power and ground on there. But actually, in this vehicle, I already did a reverse kit in the front for my front bumpers. So that's down there underneath the driver's dashboard. That's where I'm going to connect on because I want it to be accessory powered. If you need to do what I'm doing, it's real easy to do this. Just grab this corner area, give it a little tug, reach around that side, boom, it falls right down. And this here is the existing from my previous work when I did the reverse sensor system in the front of the truck from that last video if you watched it. And I'm just going to tap into that. So I'll have a floating accessory circuit, which is, I can utilize up to 20 amps, which I'm not even nowhere near anything like that, but it's good to have something independent from factory. I suggest you try to do the same if at all possible, because this unit up here, the stereo, the power for the accessory is data. You cannot grab onto anything. There is no voltage on that wire that controls the power on and off on that unit, so you're going to have to locate either at the cigarette lighter or down here in the ignition harness. Also note that on my 12-volt lead for my FM adapter that I ran it out, when I extended it and I ran it through this 1/4-inch wire loom and terminated it. So when you're going down through the factory, you don't want to rub against metal and have any possible chafing. It's always better to be safer than sorry. So it's a good practice. We sell the stuff, and if you need it, It's always good to have some around, especially for little wiring jobs like this. So it's a little tip for you. You know, it's hard for me to believe I'm actually saying this, but I think I'm actually going to use this stock bracket, stick it on here, and have my tuner just like that. That's a first for me. So I'm just going to clean it up with some alcohol in this pad. I stole the screws in the back of here, the back of the base right there. I'm going to loom up the harness. That's it. A woman can kick ass.
And you look good.
And there it is. Howard Stern. So I got my little base. I can tilt it this way, that way, so you know the wife can goof around with it, or whoever's up front. It's not bad. I mean, hey, it's not the highlight of my career, but this is good for the masses, for most people, especially with a complicated vehicle like this, with data wires, and hard to remove panels, and etc. It's not bad for my lease. So there you have it. Here's another benefit of having these hardwired kits. You get in the truck, cut it on, get your tunes going. Beautiful. When you leave, it's off. That's the way it should be.